Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk about why the collaboration between Normani and MEGHAN is kind of a big deal, okay? And I also wanted to kind of touch on why it is important to support them and not focus so much on if they're your taste or not, and just kind of see past the actual sound of their music or the way that they dance, and focus on the bigger and I think the more important picture. So Normani and MEGHAN, right, they both represent something that is kind of dying out, and something we don't see very much anymore. And one of the most important things that I think that they represent is unity, and it's something that we don't see much of in the music industry with our culture. And at this point it's almost a well-known fact that there's very little unity among female artists in the music industry. And because MEGHAN and Normani are sort of working towards achieving that, and that's they kind of integrate that into how they present themselves, in the sense that they're not in beef with any particular artist, and they're not trying to instigate anything like that, and they're not going back and forth with any particular artist in the industry. And they are making effort to come together and work together in a way that promotes unity, and that is a good thing. There's such disunity among artists in general, but specifically among female artists, and it's not necessarily the fault of the female artists, but it's just the machine of the industry. The industry is such that female artists have to compete with each other to they don't have to, but the industry makes it look as if they have to compete in order to achieve a high level of success and to be number one, even though that is not necessarily the case. Execs and labels, they pit all these artists against one another, and it's more so with female artists. And even though MEGHAN and Normani they're in different genres of music, but still it's good to see that they are able to come together and promote unity in a positive way and in a way that's enjoyable. And I think that that's a reason that's worth supporting them for. And this is my second reason, is that the two of them also represent values from the past that we don't really see anymore. And by that I mean they are natural, okay, physically. They're natural. They have not enhanced themselves in a way that shows that they don't want to be who they are. In other words, they're not trying to change their race in any way as far as what we can see. And they do not have this behavior that kind of make it seem as if they're trying to not be who they are and just be anybody else but themselves. And we know, we've seen this with some artists, they don't show that. So they promote these natural values that is kind of refreshing, and it's a way to hold on to the good aspects of the past that we're kind of losing now in the music industry, because in the entertainment industry in general, because everyone is just, it seems as though the female artists are trying so hard to get away from just their natural selves, and they are not doing that. They're embracing their natural selves, and if for nothing else, you should support them for that. Reason number 3 is they are holding down the fort, and by that I mean female artists that are black are kind of being pushed out of the scene. And the fact that Meghan and Normani are and Lizzo, you know, and artists like this, there's so many other artists like that are trying to hold down the fort, in the sense of, as long as they are around and are successful in their art and are popular, it will never be the case that those kinds of artists have been completely pushed out of the picture, you know. And someone has to do this, you know. It's like, at some point somebody has to say, you know what, we're losing a very important aspect of this culture or of the entertainment industry, and it is up to us to make sure that this does not happen. And it's a way of passing down a certain aspect of the entertainment industry that, if not handled strategically, will be taken completely out of the picture. And I like that they're around and they're present and they're being successful, and you know, they're holding down the fort. They're not allowing the industry to push out the group of artists that look and sound and work like them. And number 4, and I think my final reason why it's important to support these two, and Lizzo, and you know, other artists like them. It's not just these two, okay, but I'm just using them because their work together is making such a strong statement. That's why I'm using them as an example specifically. But the fourth and final reason why it is important to support them is they are making it important to value talent again. It's very important to value talent. There is something about a person that is talented in a given art, and when they put out their work, it is very mesmerizing, it's very captivating, and it is an aspect of nature that nobody truly fully understands, how a person can simply be gifted. It's not a tangible thing that you can remove from a person and give to another person. It's a very just very unique and interesting phenomenon, right? And it is important to continue to promote people that are actually talented, and people that have true and valuable talent that is able to do good with their talent, like bring people together and do something positive. You know, their music is not just music. It's past that. In today's climate and the environment that we're in, the music is not just music anymore. The representations that are in the music, from the people and the words that are used and the way that it's expressed and the beats and all of these things, come together to make very strong statements that change people's mentalities and can cause a group of people to be accepted or rejected in certain groups or atmosphere. And so the music is more than just music, and it is important to be able to value talent that these people have, to be able to do that. There is nothing wrong with promoting people that are good at their work but are not talented, but they put in hard work and are able to, you know, put smiles on people's faces. There's nothing wrong with that. However, let's not overshadow the people that have the good and real talent that is still able to captivate people and hold people's attention. And the two of them are quite talented. Normani is a very good dancer, and the ability to dance is not something that you develop overnight. Some people, dancing comes very easily to them. They are talented, and I believe Normani is definitely talented in that, and in entertaining, in singing. And MEGHAN is definitely a talented writer, and she writes a lot of her own raps, if not all. And this is something that I feel is important, because in the past couple of years it was almost starting to be, well, talent doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you're talented in this particular art. It's just about what's popular. And that's a very shallow way of viewing things. Talent is very, very, very important. If talent wasn't important, it will not exist, okay? If it exists in nature and it's not something that you can buy with money. It's not something that you can just acquire, you know, or you can get from someone else in any way. You have it or you don't. And I think it's something worth celebrating. So these to me are reasons why, if you're not already supporting them, you should support them. It doesn't matter what culture you're part of, or even like what music genre you listen to. It doesn't have to be just about the music. It's about the fact that they are putting up positivity and they're doing something that fosters unity. We need unity. We need to be united. You need to support people. Oh, and by the way, you don't have to love a person or be infatuated with them and their style and the way that they talk or walk and dress in order for you to support them. If someone is doing something that is positive, it's okay to support them, even if you do not particularly enjoy the particular genre of, I don't know, whatever art they're putting out. It's okay to still support them, because you're able to see the big picture and see that, you know, in the long run, this is a good thing that's happening. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.